everyone, it's Mrs. Ninneman, and I'm going to be talking to you about how to submit a paper onto Turnitin.com. So once I've been logged in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the class for which I've got a paper due. So I can see several different things here. Just to start out, I can see when the paper was posted, I can see when it is due and what time it is due, and I can also see when are my teacher's comments going to be posted. I can also get to the rubric by clicking on these little squares over here, so that way I know exactly what my teacher is expecting from me. There is a rubric there, but we're not going to wait for it right now. So a couple other really neat things just to note when you're here is you can look at a calendar. So I can see, okay, I see my paper 1 is due today. I see sample paper is due in a week. And so I can sync up my planner with that. I can even go into, future dates for what your teacher has put on so far. I can also have a discussion right here where I can post a new topic if I have a question about something that a teacher said, or I'm trying to figure something out. And then obviously you can see your grades here for what I can see the points possible. I can see that there are 100 points possible for my paper. So those are just good things to note. So once I'm ready, I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. So my paper, you can't change your first or last name, but you can choose your submission title. I would suggest, if you know you're submitting a rough draft, title it rough draft. If you're submitting your final paper, title it final paper. That's my suggestion, so that way you can, keep track of your stuff, and your teacher can as well. So I'm going to go ahead and title this rough draft. And there are a couple different ways you can turn it into Turnitin.com. I can choose from my computer, so that's where it's already on my PC. I can do Dropbox, which I'm not going to go over today, or you can choose it from Google Drive. I would suggest using your computer because that means that you got it from Word usually, and Word is going to have more of the correct formatting. Google Drive doesn't do all of the correct formatting like I know a lot of English teachers at the very least expect from you. So I'm going to go ahead and hit choose from this computer for this. And I can go ahead and I can scroll down to find my whatever my paper is called. So for now, I don't know. I'm just going to choose a random. Okay, so there's my paper. And so what I can do is hit upload. Let's say I don't remember what I called it though. And so I want to double check that this is the correct upload. So once I'm in here, I can actually see what does it look like. So I can go ahead and just look through the different pages. It tells me my character count, how many pages. It tells me basically everything I need to know. So if this is the correct paper, I go ahead and hit confirm. If it's not, you hit cancel and it won't submit anything. Basically, until you hit confirm, your paper has not been submitted. So that's really, really important to remember. So I'm going to go ahead and hit confirm. And now what I'm going to do is I can see that I've got a digital receipt. It will be sent to me through my email most of the time, but what I would do is I'd screenshot the submission ID or screenshot this page. If you had any tech issues, this would be a good page to confirm. Listen, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, whoever your teacher is called, this is my paper that I submitted. Okay, and then that's pretty good evidence that you've submitted it and it was submitted on time because I've got my date as well. Okay, so I'm going to also show you how to submit a paper. So right now I can see that it's processing for the originality report. My last one got 100% because I just chose a random assignment, which 100% is bad. So what I'm going to do is going to resubmit it. So if I resubmit it, my sample paper that I chose, it's not going to run an originality report of the first thing that I submitted. So it gives me a little warning about that, but I'm just going to show you guys how to do it from Google Drive. So I'm going to call this Rough Draft 2 because that's the second one I'm submitting. So what you do is you need to choose from Google Drive. It's probably going to ask you to sign into your Google Drive most of the time unless you've already been signed in. So I'm going to go ahead and use my one from my master's. I've already signed in for that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose whatever my paper is. So we'll say it's this one. Okay? I can upload it again, just like we did before. And remember, if you don't hit confirm, it doesn't submit. The longer the paper, generally, the longer it takes for this to process. So I can see, okay, I've got 3 pages. I can go through, does this look right, etc., etc. And so if it does, you go ahead and you hit confirm. And I've got a new submission ID. Okay, if you have any questions about how to submit a paper using Turnitin.com, please talk to Mrs. Kramer or me in the library.